Probably unnecessary, but
This one's moves
you can be
shift
respectful
like
and
the
gain
wind,
influence with Oku.
even more so than mine. A humble approach is best.
The tree's spirit seems to notice you for the first time, and the lustrous eyes flash. The creature draws back, and the great wind fades, falters, as if the spirit is struck by a sudden weakness or pain.
Will you always be here when I wake, devourer of souls? Gorge on my life 100 times and you will never be sated. Nor will I ever die while the forest persists.
Okay, well, I've never actually met you, so...
The face changes. The hunger remains the same. Why did you slay the parasite and call me forth, if not to feast once again?
Unfortunately, Oku is standing right in the middle of the camera angle. We can ask him what that parasite was.
Anger, hatred, the forest's fury made flesh and wood and will. Your hunger dispersed my soul, and that fury arose in my place. It seeped into the souls of the small ones, the gentle ones, and slew them, called to the fouler ones, and drew them hence.
Anyway, let's get down to business and ask him about curing the hunger.
You still do not understand what you are. Neither did those other faces, which hid the same hunger that you bear. They called it a gift. You think it a curse. It is neither.
It's actually a discount on frozen yogurt! Wait, no, that's not it either. And we can say that we recognize it as a punishment bestowed by Merkel.
I felt a wrathful touch upon you, but I knew not the source. That god is a stranger to the forest. All that dies in this realm remains in this realm, remains in me.
So it sounds like we have discovered something that some of the previous Spirit Eaters had not.
You cannot defeat your own nature. You must be what you are. And in being, you must finally succumb. To change your nature, to return to what you once were. Most such changes are impossible. Burn a forest to ash, and you can only plant anew.
What can change the nature of a man, or in this case, an ancient curse? Now, we have a couple options here. You know, he doesn't really have much to say, but we could try and help him. Apparently we're sort of coming across the idea that maybe this whole spirit hunger can, you can barf up spirit at people and make them healthier.
Such an act would defy the nature of your hunger, and teach it to obey you, perhaps.
Okay, let's try spirit bulimia.
You close your eyes, clear your thoughts. You can feel the dark presence within you, seething and eager, desiring the woodman's vast and defenseless soul. But you realize your will has grown stronger since you first felt the stirrings of hunger, and you have gained a measure of power over the dark presence that lurks inside you. You take hold of that presence, meeting savage hunger with steadfast will. You command the presence to obey, to reverse the flow of life from yourself to the woodman, and the power surges forth.
Like the breath of the Earth Mother herself.
Much that was lost is restored. The forest breathes, and its anger fades to silence. Thank you.
Anyway, we can, wish him well, basically.
It seems your hunger, as powerful as it may be, is nothing compared to your will.
Okay. Obviously there's some cleaning up to do, but let's see if Delenka has anything to say. She says, "You have done something opposed to your nature. I'm going to do something opposed to mine, which apparently is be polite." I'm going to clean up. The only item here, other than the just random stuff from the essences from enemies, is this battle axe Fate Carver, which is on the body of Yurkov, who is the berserker we rescued earlier. Unfortunately, it looks like Nadaj killed him. Oh well, not much we can do about it now. Nothing left to do here, so we're just gonna go. Actually, there is one side thing we could do, which is that cave with it's the ancient beast blood or something for the Mailorite ritual. We're never gonna use it. It's just a random side area, and I'm not gonna bother with it. Here we are back in Mulsantir. Actually, the whole Woodman thing is, I think that may actually be an optional side quest. You need the mask portion from Emil Vale, so you need to do at least that much to move on. But actually, talking to him I don't think is necessary. The Bestow Life Force feat he gives you is another sort of Spirit Eater activated feat. You can use it to heal your party members. It can actually be used to reduce craving, depending on how you set things up. It's not useless, but the big thing about it is that anytime you use it, regardless of whether or not it does anything, it shifts your alignment towards good. So you could start as an evil character and end up as a good character just by sitting in town spamming that ability. This is not incredibly important, obviously. There's only one thing that it allows you to do, which is of any sort of utility, and we won't come across that for quite a while, because we're going to go to Thay first before going to the Death God's Vault, which is where it matters. But let's talk to Shiva and see if she has anything to say about talking to the Woodman. And they basically apologize for being, rather impolite before. And you can forgive them. And that gives you influence with Kaelin. And they give you this amulet, which I'm not going to use, but it's okay. It's very similar to an amulet you get in the first game. It just has the one charge of heal per day. Could be worse. You also get 4,000 XP, which is not a small amount. Back inside the Vale Theater in Mulsantir, I'm going to talk to Gan and have him leave the party.
And how may I honor you? I shall wait here for your return, then.
And he just walks across the room, really. Not even very far. For this next area we're going to, it actually makes sense to have Sophia in the party anyways. And since we're full on Gan's influence and he doesn't really have all that much more to say, I'm going to bring Sophia along. The reality is that Oku also doesn't really say all that much more.
There's something I can do for you. Just ask. I thought you'd never... Yes.
And Sophia's here. One of the things with this Shaper's Alembic, and I'd forgotten about this, is that it requires alchemy skill to use. And Sophia's got plenty.
Yes.
So unless for some reason you manage to really annoy her and get her to leave the party, you can always rely on her. You don't actually have to have that skill yourself. I'm not actually going to use any of these essences. I'm just letting them pile up because I have nothing better to do with them. But I might actually just hand them all over to Sophia and have her sort of condense them down so I have less crap to carry. The final two final chapter of this game is really all about Sophia and Kalen. So it's worth having them in your party if you're ever going to use them for that last bit of the game. Gan and Oku are really sort of part of the exploration of Rashemen, and we've really done the exploration of Rashemen. We're not really going to go back out on the world map ever again, I don't think. But there's still quite a bit of game left ahead of us. In the Shadow Theater, as the game calls it, we can go talk to our Keeper of Doors. And you can ask him about the fourth door again. And we can now have a new dialogue option to take us to the Academy of Shapers and Binders and Thay. And the Keeper says that Nephris has sort of locked that, and then Sophia says that must be that Nephris is really the Red Wizard who's been visiting Liena. And she says she's not surprised. And we can break the seals. And the door is open. So, we'll go. But we're going to end this video here and start in the next video, invading the Academy and Thay.